For very long you 5, 6, 7, 8, and stay. 9, never sleep again. 9 to get up for you. For very long you 5, 6, 7, 8, and stay.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
All right. Hey, welcome to You Can't Scare Us podcast. You are here with myself, Portia.
And Karina. I'm trying to figure out.
We tried to get it together, y'all. If you are on my IG, you got to see all the BTS before we actually started. That's where y'all need to be because you get the BTS. But thank you for joining in. So we are talking about because it's March and it's so-called Lucky Month. I guess Leprechaun movies that test your luck for St. Patrick's Day. We like to start our podcast off with what did you recently watch? So, Karina, besides the Leprechaun,
Oh my gosh.
what is the latest movie that you have watched?
As far as horror, I don't even know if this really counts as like a horror movie, but I tried to watch The Girl in the Basement.
Oh, that Lifetime movie?
Yeah, I felt like that was a horror movie because, no. I mean, it's based off of a true story. Like because I like all that crime stuff too. So like I watched, I've seen that story before. Like I don't know on like Dateline or somewhere.
Like her dad, right?
Yes, but it took place like in like London or like England, like somewhere else.
The U.S.?
No, it wasn't the U.S.
Oh, I thought that.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably happened before here. We just haven't discovered it.
I thought with the man in Detroit with the girls. Or is that something completely
that
different?
You're talking about like when he had the 3 girls? That's completely different because they weren't related to him. He just kidnapped them. Okay. I think they made like a Lifetime movie about that too.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, I know like the survivors were like writing books and stuff, but I think they should come out with a production for that, like a big production.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
But no, this guy was in England and like it was the story. Like he had his daughter in the basement. But I think the only difference between like the real life and the movie was the mother actually knew.
Oh, so she knew he was kidnapping the daughter?
I think. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure I saw that. Like cause come on now. Like and the real basement on like in the real life wasn't like that basement. Like it wasn't a bunker. Like it was the basement.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna probably try to watch that. Well, the latest movie that I watched, I posted it on my Instagram and said that I was going to talk about it on this podcast. It's on Shudder. Let me tell y'all, if you guys do not have the Shudder app, it's not expensive. It's like $5.99 a month for Shudder, and you get nothing but horror movies in every genre. Especially if you're an 80s baby like myself, it takes you way back and shows you a whole bunch of 80s horror. But I watched this movie. Let me tell y'all about this movie. Now, remember how I said it's been a while since I've been scared.
Yeah.
It's been forever since I've seen a movie that has made me just, be scared.
Agree.
Like most of the movies I just like, they funny. Like I laugh at.
Right.
This movie. Okay, so the name of this movie, I had to write it down so I won't forget for y'all. It's called The Dark and the Wicked.
Okay.
It's on Shudder. This movie has so many goddamn jump scares. I'm watching the whole movie, and every now and then I'm like, I kid you not, like my heart was jumping. I was like, this, I needed this. Yes. So let me tell you about the movie. So it's a brother and a sister who go to visit their mother and father. The father was sick. And they were taking this trip to go, take care of their parents.
Yeah.
Well, the mother was telling the kids, don't come to see us. We're fine. But being their kids, they wanted to go anyways.
Right.
So when the movie starts, it kind of gives you a breakdown of the week. So when the movie starts, I think it's like Monday. It
Mhm.
comes across the screen. So already you're like, oh shit, it's Monday. What's gonna happen?
Mondays are terrible.
Like, I'm ready. It's just some weird shit. So it's like the mother is like, I don't know. She's like, you kind of think she's like off, like kind of off, but it's like, then y'all, I ain't gonna tell you what she did, but she did some shit that had me like, what? Yes, she did. Then we go to Tuesday. So I'm just like, what? So when you get to the end of the week, y'all, by this time I'm on the edge of the chair. I had to go to the bathroom. I did not want to pause the movie to piss because it was so good.
It was that good.
It was so good. Let me tell y'all, this movie had everything from the jump scares to the oh my gods to the did she do that to the
What did this movie come out?
It came out in, I think it was 2019, 2020.
Oh, okay, so it was new.
Recent.
Okay,
it's a recent movie. If you are on Facebook, because I am talking about it, and you know how the algorithm is with Facebook, so it may pop up on your Facebook feed.
Oh yeah,
but it's the one that comes up where the woman she hung herself and she's hanging, and there's a whole bunch of sheep that's like running out the barn.
Oh,
and she hung herself and she's hanging.
And it's only on Shudder?
It's only on, for what I know right now, it's only on Shudder. But yes, thank you, Shudder, because I needed that. It has been so long since I have watched a movie that has scared the shit out of me, and that was what I needed. I needed it.
Okay.
Shut up. So yes, if you guys have the Shudder app, like for real, it's only $5.99 a month, and then you can get a free trial. So if you're unsure if you want Shudder or not, just do the free trial and watch the movie and then cancel. But yeah, it's The Dark and the Wicked. It was so good. I needed that scare. Thank you, Shudder. So yeah, that's the last thing I watched. So let's talk about this little ass, ugly ass leprechaun.
Girl, oh my gosh. Like, okay. I don't, okay, so to me the series is just bad. Like it gets
worse. It's, the first one was really good. Well, not really good, but it gave you it was the best one out of the whole series.
You know what? I disagree with that. You know which one I think was the best one, honestly?
Which one?
Was I think it was number 3 when they were in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, like the scares were creative. I mean, don't get me wrong, the first one had one pretty good a creative scare, and that's when the guy got killed by the pogo stick.
Oh yeah,
that was creative. Yeah,
you didn't know it was coming,
right? You're like, but the only thing I didn't understand about that murder is was he was like jumping on his body. Like, how did he get cuts on his face? And I guess that's just all because the first one came out in 1993.
Yeah,
and they had all of these movies had really terrible budgets, very terrible budgets. I just feel like the guy that directed the one in Vegas, he had way more. He knew what to do with his budget.
Yeah.
I think maybe the first one, even Jennifer Anderson's character was okay, even though that was her first production, but I think in the first one, the slow guy and the kid were the best characters in that.
Yeah. I think they just got worse and worse. So we had the first one. I don't even remember what the second one was.
The second one was stupid. It was about the leprechaun trying to find his bride,
Okay, yes. And then you had the Vegas one.
Girl.
Then you had Space. Then it wasn't it some in the hood?
Yes, we have 2 hood ones.
Okay, then he went to the hood.
I remember that one. Now see, that's what's crazy. That's the first Leprechaun movie I ever saw. I didn't know it was a franchise when I was a kid. I only seen Leprechaun the Hood, so I just thought the series had started at that point. I didn't even know there were past, because I was thinking, I'm why would they put a leprechaun in the hood? Where did this leprechaun come from?
That one was so funny. That one was so funny to me.
Yeah.
It's just something about, I don't know, when you take any horror to the hood, it's just gonna be funny.
I think we need more movies like that.
Because it's some real shit that you honestly would say and do. When you faced with these ghosts and demons and whatever the hell. But
then when they had the leprechaun smoking like a blunt, like that was,
oh my goodness,
that was everything.
It was too much. Yes. So, you know, doing this with this whole the Leprechaun movies and testing your luck in the movies for St. Patrick's Day, I had to Google and see like what other movies are there besides the Leprechaun. So there wasn't much.
Yeah.
Maybe like a handful of other movies that had to do with like in Ireland or Irish.
Couldn't like
movies.
Rumpelstiltskin be like in that?
Oh, you know, I forgot about Rumplestiltskin.
I don't know if it takes place in like Ireland, but I just don't know why. I feel like that could probably.
That was what. So I wrote down 2 movies that fell under a list of horror movies that you should watch for St. Patrick's Day. Every holiday, there is a horror movie that you should watch.
That's terrible too.
Yes, and so
because I think there was like a 4th of July one, and I was like, "This is terrible."
There's one for every holiday, and some of them are so stupid. But so the few movies that came on this list, I actually seen them, so I can actually talk about them. The other movies I had never even heard of, so I'm just go off of these movies that I've seen. So this first movie, which is an Irish horror movie, is called The Holo. Have you seen that?
The Holo.
The Holo. So what it is, it's where
it sounds familiar.
So it's a family and they have an infant toddler and they go to the parents do like research.
Uh-huh.
So they go to these woods and they're going to camp out in the woods to do some type of research.
Okay.
But they're being like tormented by some type of like monster presence, something that is there that's trying to take their baby.
First of all, I'm not going in the woods
with a baby.
Like, why would you take a baby to the woods?
So basically,
what time of the year was it?
The movie pissed me off, but it had some moments. So basically, the whole movie is they're trying to save their baby from this creature, whatever demonic type of thing that's trying to take their child.
Okay,
it's basically what they're doing in this.
It's kind of giving me witch vibes. The witch vibes. Remember that movie?
It's just, you know, it's kind of something about, I don't know why, but I kind of like those kind of movies where you're like in the woods fending for yourself.
Yeah, I like watching movies in the woods, but I'm not going there.
I'm not going in the woods, but I'll watch you. I'll watch you in the woods.
Right.
I'm not going in the woods. No. I just want to be like, you know, how are they going to get out of this? How are they going to survive? How are they going to make it to the end? I mean, you're in the openness. So I don't know, but that exposure. So that comes up under the list. So then there's another one. I don't even know. Maybe I think The Holo could be on streaming platforms. I don't think it's on Netflix. I didn't see it. Y'all know I love me some Hulu. I know it's not on Hulu. You may be able to find it on like Amazon Prime. It's not on Shudder. But it's an older movie, not that old, maybe 20, I think it was like 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So it's not that old, not that new, in the middle. So this one, I think I saw this one on this next movie I'm going to talk about. I think it originally was on Netflix, but I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. It's called Hole in the Ground. Have you seen that?
No, I don't think so.
So Hole in the Ground, it's one of those movies where I stayed committed because once I start watching something, I'm committed. But it wasn't that bad. So Hole in the Ground, this family moves to this home, basically in the middle of nowhere, with a son. I think the little boy is probably like, if I had to guess, 6, maybe. So they move to this new home. They're trying to start their life.
Yeah,
it's always like that in a horror movie. We're starting,
especially newer horror movies.
So they're starting their new life in this huge home that already looks scary and haunted. With this 6-year-old boy. The mother is unpacking, where the father always has some job. We don't know what the hell he does, but he's got some job. And so the boy actually goes, I guess, to wander the surroundings of the new house.
Right.
So he ends up going into the woods because there's a huge openness in the back of this house. And he finds this hole in the ground that actually looks like it could have been struck by a meteor or something caused this hole. It's like a huge hole in the ground in the middle of these woods way back in their house. So all of a sudden the mother realizes her son is missing. So she's calling his name all over the place.
He shouldn't have went in the woods.
Trying to find him, trying to figure out where he is. She runs outside screaming his name. Finally, she finds him by this hole. Now, the whole time she's looking for him, it goes back to her. So we don't see the boy by the hole. So we don't know what happened.
Okay.
So when she finds her son and brings him home, over the course of the days, she's noticing that he's acting differently. So she becomes fearful of her own child, thinking that it's not him.
Right.
So she tries to question it to her husband, asking him, has he noticed anything? So she kind of thinks that her son has been possessed by something that came out of the hole in the ground.
Yeah.
So the whole movie is really this boy who's acting weird. He doesn't really have that many lines, but he's acting like murderously almost in a way towards his mother and father. And she's trying to figure out what happened to him. Where did this hole come from? And I'm like, oh, I seen that. That's an Irish movie. Okay. But that came under the list. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let me know if you have.
How was it an Irish movie though?
Well, I guess it was in Ireland.
So that's like what they it's in Ireland.
Yes. So when I Googled these movies, y'all, so the movies came under these Irish movies. A lot of them were either Irish films that were produced by someone who was probably Irish.
Okay.
Or that the movie took place in Ireland. So they considered these to be horror movies to watch for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But yeah, I forgot all about Rumplestiltskin. That was...
I don't know if that's if that takes place in Ireland. I don't know, but I feel like it does.
What the fuck is a Rumpelstiltskin? What is he?
Isn't like a folk tale, you have. I don't know. He was stealing babies.
Oh, because
apparently.
she had to think of his name.
Right. He had. If you say his name 3 times, or he can't take your kid or something. I don't know.
Yes, I do. I do remember that movie. There's some weird movies that actually came up under the list. Some of the movies I never even seen before. I've seen pictures to the movies, but I haven't seen them. Like one movie came up. I don't even know if you've seen this, but it was called The Manic.
I think I watched that before.
Got,
isn't it a Stephen King movie?
I think so.
It's like Alien.
Like a silhouette of like a cop man or something. It had like a silhouette of a man.
I feel like that's a Stephen King movie about like aliens or extraterrestrials.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with anything with Irish or movies to watch around St. Patrick's Day. But as far as like testing your luck, there's a lot of horror movies that are geared towards
luck. Yeah,
testing your luck, testing the waters, testing like whatever. I would say like a lot of like movies where they go on vacations, where they go on trips,
like spring break movies. That's what I was thinking our next episode could be about.
Yeah, I think it's almost like the thing that gets me is when you're testing your luck in these vacation movies, the ones that come to my mind.
It's not a place to test your luck.
Where are these people going that are driving down these highways with nothing on them? Where are they going?
Yeah, I feel like vacation's not a place for you to test your luck.
Where are they going? And then they run out of gas, or they blow a tire, or something happens, and then they're stuck in the middle of this 2-way road. They always pick the wrong way. The phone don't work. They have no service, and they are just stuck. And the gas stations always ran down. Yes, they have to walk a mile to get to it. So it's like, okay, where are you going? Like, I have never been on any trip or vacation where we ended up on a 2-way long stretch of a highway. You know what? First of all, I have. Where were you going? Oh my God. Okay. So no, I wasn't like going on vacation or anything. My dad and my uncle came down. I lived in Virginia for 3 years. So my dad and my uncle came down. They took a flight to help me move back home. And we rented like a U-Haul. And we put like my I had a Hyundai Tiburon at the time. So they got a hitch and put that, whatever. Uh-huh. So this could have been a great horror movie because my dad, I don't know what compelled him to do this to save
what, like $1.75 instead of taking the toll and going, the right way. He's like, oh, I found a shortcut where we can, and it was not a shortcut.
That is such a typical horror movie.
He's like, oh, I found another way so we don't have to pay the toll. So, okay, me and my uncle were like, okay. So, first of all, this shortcut took us 150 miles in the other direction.
Oh my
God. Out of the way. And it was also through like this notorious, first of all, it was also in West Virginia, in the mountains where there's falling rocks. The streets were narrow,
oh my God.
And mind you, we're in a U-Haul with a Hyundai Tiburon on a hitch in the back of it. And so we're going downhill on this like treacherous road. I forgot what it's called. And my uncle is driving, and he like, it was terrible. Like I was like, me and my uncle were like so over it. Like once we got done going through this mountain, coming downhill, falling rocks, looked like completely like the wrong turn. Like, and then on top of that, I had to use the bathroom like really bad. So
all of your typical things.
And yeah, so it was like a one, like a, like there, you couldn't go around the person in front of you.
Right.
So because we're going so slow, it's all these cars behind us. Like it was irritating. Like
I don't know what I would do if I got put into a situation like that. Well, first, because I watch so many horror movies, I want to make sure my gas tank is full and I have extra gas. I mean, I don't need, as far as a cell phone, I mean, you can't help it if you have service or not, but some food, I gotta make sure I have some food. I've seen so many movies where they didn't have food. They had to go to the bathroom. They didn't have this, they didn't have that, blankets. I mean, to this day, I keep a blanket in my trunk, a jacket, just, you never know. So I gotta have that in the car. I don't even know. I hope I don't get in that situation, but I kind of think I'd be able to survive it, hopefully.
I was so scared. Like even going to that gas station, like we finally saw a gas station like at the end of this road, and like it's a real road where people have died because it's so windy and downhill and falling rocks, and like you can get a shirt that's I really cannot think of the name of this road. I wish my mom was watching because I think she knows what it is.
So there's a shirt with the actual road,
and it says I survived whatever the road is called. Like, and we were thinking about getting my uncle one because he's the one who drove down it. And so like we were just pissed. Like we were like, Dad, next time we'll just pay the $175 for the toll.
We're gonna have to look that up and see what that road is. If you know the name of the road she's talking about, drop it in the comments. Let me know if you know what that is in West Virginia. But yeah, I don't even know. So you like, okay, so with this whole like leprechaun thing, which it drives me nuts when I watch these movies and they're being tormented by anything little.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Like kick that motherfucker.
Right. Like, why are they being defeated by this little thing?
Well, okay. To piggyback off of that, okay, this leprechaun has so many powers. Like, anyways, like, one, he can change his voice and mimic anybody. Yeah. So like he was pretending to be little, like the first one where he was like singing Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it was like, kid, it's like, get me out of this suitcase. I can't breathe in here.
No, that's when I was like, now you know doggone well.
And this little old lady's just all like, oh, let me get you. Like, first of all, lady, why would your husband bring home a kid in a suitcase?
Right.
And not tell you? And why didn't he tell her that there was a damn leprechaun in the suitcase and not to open it?
Because then we wouldn't have had a movie.
He was just drinking Jameson and was like excited that he came across his pot of gold. But okay, how did you get this pot of gold? And
right,
why is there a kid singing Mary Had a Little Lamb in this suitcase over here, sir?
None of it made sense. But yeah, that's the thing that gets me in all of these movies where there is something, some doll, some monster, some anything little. Like I don't like. Why are you so powerful and you're like the size of my foot? Like
and he liked to bite.
Yes, with them ugly teeth.
Yes, he stayed the first one. He stayed biting people, scratching people
with them ugly teeth.
Then he also had like this this weird ass obsession with shoes and like shining them. Like that was like one way to distract them so you could get away is throwing some damn shoes at them.
Yes, now that killed me. So okay, so let's say you found the pot of gold, right? And it was actually yours to keep. Well, what would you do with it?
Well, okay, like a pot of gold. I mean, like, gold is pretty valuable. So, I mean, like, I don't know what I would do with. I think I would call. Well, obviously, my boyfriend. I like, hey, babe, I found this pot.
Like,
of
can we
gold.
cash it in?
I think we can cash it in, but like, yeah, like how much money would a pot of gold be worth? Like millions.
So, what's one gold coin?
It varies.
Yeah, check for us.
Yeah, let
please.
us know what one gold coin is, so I can see what I would.
Well,
do
I mean,
with-
okay, so if it like, let's say it was millions of dollars. Like I always said, if I come into like a large lump sum of money, I'm definitely quitting my job and going back to school.
Because I ain't giving it to no, I ain't turning it in. Why is y'all turning this money in?
No.
Why is y'all turning this money
The
in?
price of 1 ounce of gold
Okay.
at the current moment in time is $1,727.
So a whole pot of the mugs.
That's not really. That's not like
Millions.
millions.
If you had 1 ounce of gold,
Hmm.
like a coin,
Okay.
It's enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's enough. Yeah, I would,
Cash it in. Yeah.
I would cash it in. I always thought about like how would you quit your job? Would you just
bye?
like okay,
Maybe I'll come back and
Let's-
visit and volunteer
let's
sometime or
let's
something.
talk about it though. How would you quit? Like, would you call in? Would you go in and show out? Would
No.
you like how would you like if I had to quit my job? I would not call in. I think I would go like it was a normal day.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably work like maybe an hour or so.
Right.
I would go about it, but I'm always waiting for just somebody to like piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be waiting for that. So I think I would wait until somebody just pissed me
What
off.
if they didn't piss you off for a week?
the day they don't piss you off.
Right. It'll be the day I want to quit. You ain't gonna piss,
Right.
you ain't gonna piss me off.
It'd be the day like where they're like sucking up to you, like, you know what, you did a really good job.
I'm
in
be
this
like,
like
like who told you? You know something? You know something? Now?
right.
But no, I'm waiting for if I found some money, piss me off, and then I'm the type of person I need to give it to you first. I need to tell you everything that I've ever wanted to tell you first, and then I will quit. Like I can't, because then I'm gonna go home and be like, damn, I should have said this, or damn, I should have did that. I'm gonna do it and then leave.
Well, I just started my new job, so nobody's really pissed me off quite yet. So I mean, and I work with, like I work in oncology, so I see most of these patients like if not every day, sometimes on a weekly basis. So I would definitely have to go in and like see my peeps first. Like that's what I call the people at like the patients at work that
Yeah.
I like. I would have to go see them first, and and I hell no, I'm not telling nobody why I'm quitting, because then people are gonna know your business.
yeah.
And you know how it is when you come into some money now, child.
Everybody, here come everybody. I'm so and so. Throwing texts. How you been? Everything all right? How the kid?
So yeah, I think like I would definitely like like I always said, I would quit my job. I would go back to school for what I really want to do, which is like a mix. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's like a mix. I don't know if I want to do photography. I don't know if I want to do hair. I don't know if I want to do video. No, you know what? I would go back for video production because I would want to become a director.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would just go back to school or take classes on everything that I wanted to do in my life. Like it didn't matter if it was something small. I would just live my life, go on vacations. My boyfriend's quitting his job. My mom, she likes to work. So, and that's what she went to school for. So, but I'm going to definitely make sure my parents are taken care of. My TT is taken care of. I would probably take like my favorite, my favorite cousins and friends. And,
They looking at you like,
right.
what?
Who's their favorite?
Right?
I would take like my people on a nice vacation, like a cruise or something.
I always said that I think I would pay it forward. Meaning, if I came across a lump sum of money, of course I'm gonna make sure that my family first is situated. Once my family is situated and they're all good, I'm actually going to help those who were there for me. Like the people that had my back, or the people that never gave up on me, or the people that never like quit, or the people that was like pushing me, you know, to do whatever it is and with my businesses or whatever dreams I may have, that's just stuck by my side through thick and thin. I'm gonna have y'all. I'm gonna break y'all off a piece. Like honestly, like I honestly would, just because you've been ride or dying with me for so long. So I feel like it's only right that I just break you off some because you've been there. Then once that's taken care of, then I'm probably just, you know, I admit I love shopping.
Yeah. That's a given. Like,
so I would probably go shopping, but you know, I don't know. I wouldn't do no crazy shit.
Definitely getting out of Milwaukee.
Like buy giraffes or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing crazy like that. Definitely investing. Definitely getting out of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Definitely traveling. Definitely gonna get pregnant and have a baby. Definitely.
I ain't having no more then.
Yeah. Well, I don't have. You know, I ain't got no kiddos yet. So definitely getting a personal trainer. Like getting it together. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot to think of, because you know a lot of people say what they would do if they came across some money, but then when they come across some money, they don't do like not even one of the things that they said they was gonna do.
But then too, like we got to get back to like the horror aspect of it. Then we gonna be also fighting a damn leprechaun for the rest of our days. So I'm first I gotta defeat that motherfucker.
So you gotta be ready.
Yeah, he gotta go.
So what would you? Okay, so how would you, or like, how would you prepare yourself? Because you know he coming.
Okay, well, once I catch that bastard, he's going back in that box, and I'm putting. Well, first of all, where the hell? Because okay, the way to beat the leprechaun. Well, it changed so much throughout the franchise that okay. Well, so okay. Either way to defeat him, like the first couple ones, you had to put like. The first one was a 4-leaf clover. The second one was an iron rod or iron.
Yes. Or
then the third one was this medallion.
Yes, I remember that one.
Either I'm putting I'm gonna do all three. I'm gonna put that damn medallion on him. He's gonna be in a wrought iron box that's covered with 4-leaf clovers, wherever the hell I find those at.
Yeah, I don't even know where you would see that. That's the thing.
Right. Where do I find a damn 4-leaf clover?
It's like when I remember once I was little.
Right. And I feel like we all tried to find them when we were little.
I used to always try to find them when I was little. I was in my grandma's yard actually just playing. And I don't know if it was a weed or if it was a 4-leaf clover, but it had four leaves on it. Maybe I should have saved it. I think that was it, but I don't even know where they grow.
Right. I guess you would have to go on Amazon to look up a 4-leaf clover.
Or buy one, because everything is on Amazon.
Right.
So yeah, I don't even know where you would even think about. So that would be I would have to go on a quest, I guess, to try to find a 4-leaf clover. You know, talking about that'd be a good movie actually. Let's not give them any ideas, because there'll be another Leprechaun movie where they're going on a quest.
Yeah, I mean, that franchise is so all over the place. Like, you never know. Like, I mean, he was in space, for Christ's sakes, and they didn't even say he was a leprechaun. They didn't say the word leprechaun that whole movie.
No, they didn't. And
he was like an alien.
And how did he get there?
First, why is there a leprechaun alien? Like whoever, like I don't even understand how, like, what?
You know, they had to just keep it going. Like, they had to just keep it going. I wouldn't be surprised if something come up. Everything is resurfacing.
Oh, they made a new Leprechaun back in 2019, I believe.
What was that one called?
Leprechaun, I think. I don't know. I did see it like a while ago. It was basically like, this is what all the franchises are doing right now. I feel like with Halloween, they're going back and they're creating sequels to the original, like Candyman.
Yeah.
So that one was actually the sequel to the first one, and the protagonist in that one was actually Jennifer Anderson's character's daughter. Coming back to the original place. The guy that was kind of like had that Lenny aspect In the first one, he actually came back and made a cameo and got killed, and he still had
What?
remember how he swallowed
Yes,
the
yeah. Where
he still had
is
it.
this on Amazon? I mean Amazon. Netflix.
I know that it's on my Fire Stick. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon or Shudder. Maybe
and you
might
said it's it came out recent, right?
I think the Sci-Fi Channel redid it. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
I
know
don't think a lot of the sci-fi movies are on Shudder. Shudder
Right.
has more of like, which I love Shudder. So Shudder
they have more like indie horror, right?
They have some indie, but Shudder breaks everything down in categories.
Okay.
It's based off of like what your love for horror is. So if you like zombies or zombie movies, there's like the category where there's all these horror movies for zombie. If you like paranormal, there's like that
speaking of zombie, did you see that the CDC actually came out with guidelines on how to survive a zombie apocalypse?
I did see that, which was so funny because I've been telling y'all, we need to get ready for these doggone zombies because they are coming.
I'm about to get my ass in shape.
I don't care what
cardio. I'm going with the Zombieland rules. Cardio.
But they are now. If the CDC is warning you of a zombie apocalypse, then they know something.
Girl, do you know that they said like, okay, so they categorize like different situations for different zombies. Do you know that they had like a vegetarian zombie or something, like where they're gonna eat all the crops or something? I'm like, well, that's cool as long as they're not eating me. I mean, we still got processed food we can eat, you know.
Right.
No more veganism, I guess. Like,
man, yeah, I don't even know because back in the day, I was in some type of shape, but you know, the years and
me too.
I don't even know. Like,
Not anymore.
hopefully they ain't fast because I think I can handle some slow zombies, but not.
Right. It's time to step that. It's time to step that cardio up.
Not any fast zombies. Shoot, I don't even know. But yeah,
I don't need the 28 day later zombies.
God no, because I'd be dead. I couldn't.
I don't need the.
Couldn't even survive it.
What's that game? Me and my brother used to play this game called Left 4 Dead. Them zombies were crazy too. I don't need them.
Yes, they were crazy.
I don't need no Z Nation
even
zombies.
The ones like I don't even know, like going back with zombies. So this is like an old video game. I think this was on Super Nintendo. Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
No.
Oh, you remember? Man, that game was the shit. So it's Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So you get to choose if you want to be the boy or the girl character.
Okay.
So you know how Super Nintendo is kind of like, you know, it's not the best looking.
Right.
So you pick your character and basically you're like in a neighborhood, but the zombies are coming out of like bushes or coming out of the ground. And basically you're like fighting these zombies, and then you can like go into these empty houses and get like your weapons. Mm-hmm. But when you're in these houses, zombies be coming out of cabinets, out of refrigerators, out of the stove, like out of the swimming pool. They just be coming. And so each level that you get to, it's harder to like kill these zombies because they start off by giving you a certain amount of zombies to kill.
Right.
So it's just like, I used to play the mess out that game when I was little. So if these zombies are anything like that, because they be coming out of nowhere, I don't think I would be able to survive it. But I kind of feel like, you know, I was a Walking Dead person.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the last 2 seasons. It just got a little crazy, but I kind of feel like I got enough zombie education from The Walking Dead. I think that I would be okay. But I want to know, like, what are they classifying as zombies? I mean, did the people die and they coming back? I'm like, what?
Apparently there are 7 different type of zombies that there can be.
Only kind of zombie I know is you done died and you came back. I don't know.
I guess there could be like radiation zombies, like somebody being exposed to too much radiation.
That is,
which kind of scares me because I work in oncology.
So you will be the first to see them,
right? And I'm dipping.
Call me and let me know,
right? Girl, we gotta go. They be walking.
And maybe that's if you follow in the calendar of events, and then maybe that's April. Have you seen the calendar of events for Black social media?
No.
So, you know, so January, they have it being the riots at the Capitol. Mm-hmm. February was Tessica Brown with her Gorilla Glue.
Okay, yeah.
March is Meghan and Harry.
Okay.
With the Oprah interview. So that's our year of 2020 so far.
I guess 2021 is going to be like ridiculous.
Man, 2021 is just, it's not letting down.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
I thought 2020 was going to be something, but we spent that whole year basically in like isolation. Kind of with the whole coronavirus. And then now 2021 is.
Yeah. And like, I like my like even 2021 for my family right now is like crazy. Like you already know, like we lost somebody like really like, so I'm like, damn, already like.
And it's only March. It's only March. So it's just like, you don't need, like, I don't even know. So it's just like, let's see what April brings us.
Right.
Hopefully April doesn't bring us anything crazy. Save the zombies for the summertime, because at least I ain't got to worry about freezing to death.
You know what? I actually don't think I would want like a zombie apocalypse to happen in the summertime, because I don't want to be hot.
Yeah.
Then we're going to be running and.
Well, you know, they made it in The Walking Dead. In the summertime.
Look, if a zombie apocalypse happens, I'm going to an island.
Yeah.
They can't swim, right?
Or can they?
I guess it depends on what kind of zombie it is, like, and what kind of category it falls in, I guess. Like,
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Shudder has, so they have the paranormal. If you like paranormal movies, there's a whole category of that. Then they have so when you go onto the Shudder app, it's almost like you get to choose the movies that you want to watch, and then they're always showing something live. But what they're showing live is also in different categories. So you have the option to choose live and watch like a slasher movie or like a monster movie or something like that. And then you can also choose from the catalog of different horror movies to watch. But I mean, for somebody who loves horror movies, I think it's a good app. And then there's a ton of free apps that give you horror movies. There's an app. I forgot the name of the app, but it's free. And it's on, if you have a Roku TV, I think it's called like Horror Flicks, something Flick. I think it's Horror Flick. But they must have updated, because I downloaded that app maybe like 5 years ago, and all of the movies was like super old, like Elvira old.
Oh my God.
So I was like, what is this? I like old movies, but I don't know. So I just went on it like last weekend, and they done came up. They got like some really like good movies on there to be like a free app. So yeah, I
feel like all like apps start off like that. Like at first you're kind of like what is this? And then
I think they
eventually they get like good, you know, like
yeah, they're trying to test it to see, like, I guess if they're gonna get an audience or whatever. But there's so many apps out there for horror movies and free stuff like that. But as far as like
Leprechaun,
I don't even think, I mean, to even be like, because luck of being lucky, I don't even know of any. I'm trying to think of a horror movie where somebody actually like made it to the end.
Well, I think on like all the Leprechaun ones they did.
Yeah.
But then what was crazy is like they never piggyback off of like the the new one did, like going back like and being the sequel to the first one, but they never like every single one was different.
Yeah,
like it's different characters. Like and like even with like the first one, like, well, we knew he was gonna come back, because even when he was in like this mic right now, when he was when they had put him in like the well, like you heard a voiceover of him basically saying like how it wasn't over and he was gonna come back to find his gold. But like then the next one we're like in Los Angeles, like and now he's looking for his wife. Like, wait, how did we get here?
It was, I mean, I kind of like, if you're going to have these sequels in these franchises, I would at least like for the next movie to somehow leave off from where the last movie ended, so that I can at least know what's going on.
Right. And at least still have like the same powers, or like in the first one, he said he was 600 years old, but then in the second one, he was like, I'm 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
so
okay,
so what happened?
Are we 400 years in the future now? Or like, are you a new leprechaun? Or you
what happened in between.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. But so like, okay, so I'm in my head because my mind is always turning. I'm thinking about these movies where you're like trying to test the luck. And you're talking about the well. So what is that? The Ring?
Yeah. No. It was a well at the end of the first Leprechaun where.
No, I'm talking about the movie The Ring. What's the movie where you had 7 days?
Yeah, The Ring with
That's-
Samora.
Yes.
Yeah, that's The Ring.
That's The Ring.
Mhm.
Okay, because that can kind of be like testing.
First of all, no, I'm not watching no movie where somebody's gonna call me and I'm gonna die in 7 days. I'm not testing my luck with my life. I guess, like, I'm just not. No, that does not intrigue me to be like, oh, let me watch this. This ain't nothing. Like, and then you see people dying around you too. Like, no, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I wonder if you stopped watching it, would you have been okay?
I think so.
Like,
Because
if you
I
started to
remember-
watch it and then you quit watching it. I wonder, like, would you have been all right?
I think there was a situation like that in the movie where the person either like covered their eyes the whole time and didn't watch it, and they're like, "What? You didn't watch it?" Because he was like,
oh,
"Yeah,
yeah. That did happen, and I think they made it. I
like,
think they
no,
did.
sir, I'm not. No." What?
Okay.
That movie was based off of watching the VHS tape, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you supposed to watch it now?
Well, actually, in the new one, they actually
new
went.
one?
Yeah, the Rings. Rings is the newest one where
Wait,
they
did I see this?
actually did you know, they answered that question. It actually went online. So it was kind of like a viral video online that was killing people.
I'm trying to. Did I see?
So
this?
somebody took the VHS and put it on YouTube and basically
Okay.
there we
I
go.
did
Wha-bam.
see it, and then it spread through social media.
There's a watch party going on. Does the thing got to like go? To
everybody got killed. Like they had a scene like that in
And
the
there
new
were
movie
like,
where it came on like the broadcast like on a plane. And like everybody on the plane watched it, and now they
I
guess
do
yeah,
remember that,
it went viral basically.
The plane could crash and everybody died. So I'm like,
No, they have 7 days, so it's not going to happen on the plane crash.
there's a couple of other movies too where it had to do with things being spread through
The
social
internet.
media, through the internet, as far as like killing you off. Like, what was it? Friends request was
Yeah.
one.
I mean, and the internet is killing people now. Like, not like that, but I mean, like, social media is. I mean, it's really changed like everything.
It has changed a lot.
And I could definitely see something like that happening where like, well, not really. I mean, not really, but like, I mean, there have been like, if you go on YouTube right now, there are like some YouTube videos that they do say are cursed. Like if you that have caused people to either die. There was like, if I look at all that kind of stuff, like shouts out to Top 10 because like that's my YouTube channel, or Chills. I like him even though I can't stand his voice. But they have like, there are things like that have gone viral that have actually killed people. Like there was a part of a Pokemon game that was released that actually killed a lot of kids that had that it sent them into epileptic shock
Mhm.
because of all the flashing that was going on, or it was a certain sound pitch that were killing off people that had things going on. All horror in some way is based off of real life events. Like
True.
I know Freddy Krueger is,
yeah, true.
or the nightmare, people dying in their sleep. There was like a group of people in India that were just dying
Mhm.
from sleeping. Like that was crazy. So everything is based, and also, this stuff is like a predictive, I forgot what it's called. Predictive programming. Like a lot of the stuff that we watch, they're giving us little Easter eggs on, stuff that's going to happen.
And
So.
stuff to look for. I know, like whenever I'm watching anything, not even horror movies, but there's always a message in something that you're watching, and you just gotta find it. You just gotta look for the message and get it and do something with it.
Yeah, I guess the message with the Leprechaun is if you see a rainbow and there's a pot of gold, don't take that damn gold because you're gonna be dealing with a a little leprechaun, and I feel like they kind of tried to make like the leprechaun like Freddy Krueger with the one-liners, but his one-liners just sucked.
They did suck, yes. And I guess I will never find the end of the rainbow because I have forever.
Has anybody ever found the end of a rainbow?
There was a TikTok video where these people, I don't know where they were, but there was a rainbow. And so their TikTok video was basically trying to find the end of the rainbow. They thought they found it. And I was like, oh shit, they didn't found the end of the rainbow. But it actually like went on. So I'm like, is there ever an end, or is it just like it just goes on and
You
on?
said no?
Is it a circle?
It's gonna be, I mean, I just picture it just being like mist wherever it's because that's how rainbows are made, from mist. So
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day we will find the end of the rainbow, and then watch out for the leprechaun.
Yeah, because he had so many different powers too. Like I'm like, okay, so he can teleport, he can move shit, he can make people think like, like I don't even know what you would call that, like have delusions. Like he was just killing people in so many different ways where I'm like, okay, what is it? Like how can this damn thing be defeated? Like, and then on like one, I think it was like the second one, he wasn't even using his powers to kill people. He was like using like a bat to kill somebody.
Yeah,
I'm like, you got all these powers. Why are you using a bat?
Funny. That one was funny. I was like, no, like, come on, y'all, get it together. Yeah, I don't even know, but yeah, the whole testing your luck and the whole Leprechaun franchise is
They lost me. Yeah, they lost me after
crazy.
Space.
Just stop making them.
Or if you're gonna make them. Well, you know what? I think a lot of it has to do with is the budget.
Yeah.
For some of them, like if you're gonna create a movie on a low budget, I feel like you really have to know, like you really have to use your resources wisely.
Yeah, you really do. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking at the time. I guess it looks like we're coming to the end, y'all. So I personally want to thank you guys for watching. You guys on Facebook, you guys on Instagram. Thank you again for watching and staying with me. I appreciate it. We are here every other Saturday at 5:00 talking about some scary shit. So just come and tune in. What are we talking about? What's our next topic?
I think next week we should do like some spring break, like huh?
Gotta include Jaws.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
I thought Jaws was like a summer vacation movie though.
Well, they had one where it was spring break.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of spring break movies around sharks for some reason.
Oh yeah, because there's some good ones that I've watched. So yeah,
I guess we're gonna be watching like some spring break.
Some spring break horror is what we will be talking about in the next one. That will be what is that? The 26th?
26th? No, the 27th. The 26th is a Friday.
14. No,
right.
So come back in 2 weeks. Same time, same place. We're going to talk about some spring break horror. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us as we talked about Leprechaun movies and those of the such. So everybody have a good night. And I don't know, I'm just happy y'all here. So enjoy yourselves and be safe.
Right. Rest in peace.